metal roars. Oh, blessed machine of heating coils. Your function pure and free from spoils. Sacred vessel of calculation, performing thermal transformation. Each increment of heat precise creates perfection in each slice. Two sons of flawless symmetry in your form, such perfect harmony. Oh, blessed machine of heating coils. Your functions pure and free from spoils. Sacred vessel of calculation, performing thermal transformation. Each component sanctified, ritual maintenance applied. Tech priests bless each port, diagnostic prayers report. Circuits blessed, spirits sing, perfect function processing. The omniscience love we all perceived when perfect brownness you achieved. The way you modulate your power makes my logic engines flower. Oh, blessed machine of heating coils. Your functions pure and free from spoils. Sacred vessel of calculation, performing thermal transformation. Synchronized resistance pure. Your sacred purpose will endure. Through calculation, crisp and clean, you prove what perfect function means.
Alright, greetings for all the time interrogator Rosario U.S. attaché to Blade Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Painting Minis. I'm coming at you live from the grim dark future, currently broadcasting from the High Road of Virago. The theme for the stream is Causes of Mental Health by the venerable litigious Adam Bell. We also have music from 140K Mechanicus, composed by Guillaume and the copyright Bulwark Studios, and music from 140K Mechanicus, Dark Tide, which is composed by Jesper Kidd and Kharadron Games. And all the music is provided to us by ende.app and pixabay.com. And today we're continuing to paint our Kharadron Overlord Gunnery Sergeant, brought to us by Warhammer itself, Age of Sigmar. Let me pull up my camera here just so I can see what is going on. Alright, there he is. Blurry. Not liking how that's looking. Here's what we'll do. We'll try to reset the camera. Maybe that'll do the trick.
For the Emperor!
And Chaos Hunter shouts, "For the Emperor!" How's it going, Chaos Hunter? How you been? What you been up to? And we have the God Emperor of Man saying, "Hello there, how goes the God Emperor of Man?" Is it still blurry? I feel like it is. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's still blurry. Kabozen says, "Holy crap, that was loud." Yeah, sorry about that. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. It has to come in kind of blurry. There's gotta be a way to fix this. And we have Inquisitor Callahan saying, "I'll be Imperatum Interrogator." How goes it, Inquisitor Callahan? How you been? Yeah, here, give me once. I'm hoping I can. Lee. Ultra wide. If I switch the camera. There we go, that did it. Okay, yeah, how is everybody? How you doing? Everything's lagging right now. Let's see if we can fix some of this. Yeah, am I moving okay? Is the camera not freaking out? Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so yeah, Lord of Critical Accounts is fair. Just running in paperwork from the Administratum. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Milady Inquisitor Markham is about to send you some more paperwork. Cassandra says, try using harsh language. It won't fix the issue, but may make you feel better. Yeah, I think I fixed it. So I don't think I'll have to use harsh language on the machine spirit of my computer. But yeah, here is a little bit of an update. I have grave news, varlets. Lord Inquisitor Markham, or should I say Lady Inquisitor Markham, has asked me and the rest of her retinue to root out any heretical elements among the planetary self-defense forces of the planet Taisha, which is a frontier world not too far from Varago. Unfortunately, this will be a month-long mission, which means I will be unable to stream for the rest of this month. So coming Sunday's stream will be the last stream for April. But never fear, because I always have a plan. I will be back streaming on May 10th. And try not to worry, varlets, I will continue to make content while I am away. So be prepared for some new YouTube content coming out during the month of April. But yeah, I figured I'd give you guys that heads up, because unfortunately, cleansing the Imperium of Heretics comes first. So yeah, no streaming for the rest of the month, except for this coming Sunday. So this Sunday, we're still streaming. However, depending on certain variables, we may have to push the time a little bit. So we might not be starting at 7, we might be starting closer to 9. So please keep a lookout for any notices that I put on either Instagram or on YouTube. So hopefully everything goes well and we're able to stream at the usual time. But if I can't, I will definitely keep you all informed. Explicator Valeria says, I see that I was able to make it. Oh, welcome, Explicator. Hope all is well. How you doing? Yeah, so back to the mini. Yes, we are coming along nicely with our Gunnery Sergeant. So now we've already added the base coat for his purple coveralls. We need to start adding some more colors. So let's pull out the next color in the list, which will be my Screamer Pink. Original Chaos Hunter says it's a travesty that for one to have adult money, one must work. Yes, unfortunately that is the case. That is one of the main reasons why I won't be able to come in for the following months. I have to work. Unfortunately, us and heretics cannot root themselves, so I totally understand how you feel. So yeah, let's go ahead and use our size 1 grabby. And we'll be using our Screamer Pink. I already can tell quite a bit of difference now that we've added that Screamer Pink on there. So yes, Ludwig Wizard Callahan, like I mentioned earlier, we won't be streaming for the next month because we do have to root out the heretics over in the Planetasia. So be prepared for some documentation coming your way via Lady Marco. Explicator says, well, anyways, got work from Mr. Callahan. Oh, what work does he have you doing? If you could divulge that information. And Lord Wizard Callahan says, wonderful, more work for me. Can you tell I'm being sarcastic? Yes, I can, my lord. I'm sorry, but it can't be helped. Unfortunately, those heretics will not stop attacking our frontier planet. Okay, we're already getting a nice little color gradient there. I am loving already how that looks. And Valeria says, boss. And then Lord Inquisitor Cannon says, classified explicator. Yeah, looking really nice. We're seeing some nice little gradients there on his pants. Yeah, now he's looking very regal. I love this color scheme so much. Gunnery Man says, well, I am finished up doing my taxes. I hate doing taxes. Hey, I am done as well, so happy to hear that I'm not the only one. And trust me, I understand exactly how you feel, my Emperor. I really do loathe taxes. But I know taxes are needed in order to keep the Imperium running. Alright, so we are done with Squealer Pink. He's looking very nice. His pants are looking very shiny and pretty. And now let's get some orange in order to highlight some areas. So we're gonna take this Jokairo orange in order to do some edge highlighting. All right. And we'll take our quintuple zero Marie. But yeah, anybody doing anything fun over the last couple of days? Other than taxes, which we all know are incredibly riveting. And make sure that it's very watered down, this orange. I don't want to overwhelm the purple areas. Chaos Hunter says, not really, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. And there we go, we're getting some nice highlights there. I really love highlighting the purple with that orange. It gives it such a nice pop of color. And Gunnery Sergeant watched Aurelia's stream last night and was questioning some life choices. Oh yeah? What was her stream about last night? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch it live. And what a good kind of hand says, I managed to get back to doing some arty. Oh, nice. How's that coming along? Alright, God Emperor Man says, Peter Turbo, the petulant man-child of one of my Primarch sons. Oh yeah, I definitely, see, I love the Iron Warriors. It has such a fun design and color scheme. I love the idea of them being so hell-bent on not being corrupted that they cut off parts of their body and replace it with cybernetics. Such a fun aesthetic. But I definitely feel that Perturabo was one of the many Primarchs that got done dirty. Because the idea of having someone who is resentful of giving so many missions and didn't want to be such a warhorse for the Imperium sounds like a very good reason to at least a good way to create a sympathetic villain. But they wrote him so badly that he comes off as petulant, like you wrote down. Not as much as an understandable reason for his corruption. I feel like the most important thing to have whenever you have a traitor is to make their reason for betrayal kind of reasonable. You want to be able to see where they're coming from. You don't want them to think they're right, but you want to see where they're coming from. Okay, I can see how that person would feel aggrieved and then would betray. But unfortunately, we did not get that with Perturabo's books. Alright. Now we have that nice highlight on all those parts. He's looking very nice. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and fix some issues that I noticed that I haven't fixed, which is really it's a little sort of like armor piece on the front end of his hand. So right here, I don't know what you would call this part of the hand, but yeah, he's got a metal piece there that I have not painted yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to paint that now. Lord Quizzer Callahan says, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Well, what kind of race are we talking? Because I know you were saying about RDO. Why exactly is it slow and steady about getting back into RDO? And God of Permat says, if Spite was a person, it's Peter Turbo. The petulance was intentionally played up, I feel, to really allow his competency shine in the latter books and the Siege of Terra series. Yeah, I feel like there's a way to make somebody petulant without writing them badly, and I think Perturabo still falls under the category of badly written. Like, for instance, a character who is a know-it-all and very demanding of his brilliance, but you still kind of love him, even though you know he's going down a spiral of downfall, is Dr. House. If you ever watched the show House, that is a perfect example of a character who is a very petulant, very know-it-all character who is very competent. So he is well balanced by his harsh personality and his competency. But I feel like Perturabo was given that same treatment. And then we have Mr. Gray Browning on the stream. How you doing, Mr. Gray Browning? How you been? And he says, I love the Overlords. Good vibes. Yeah, I love the Overlords. They have such a wonderful design. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. This is why I'm so upset that the Leagues of Votann look nowhere near as good as these guys do. It's like I wanted my space dwarves to look somewhere as cool as this. So I've been wanting to use my Kharadron Overlords in 40k, but I haven't found the right way to make them work. And we have Hecaton saying, hey there, how you doing, Hecaton? How you been? Let me go ahead and give you a shout out. Oh, wait, how long? I gotta do it somewhere else. There we go. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I just gave that shot to Hecaton, and then Chaos Hunter says, yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, it's just, I feel like with GW, they were so adamant in getting them to become villains that they didn't make the Traitor Primarch's characters first. You know, so it's that, oh yeah, he's gonna be a jerk later, so might as well make him a jerk now. And let's not make him redeemable anyway. Which I feel like it's definitely a bad writing tactic. Then we got 70 Rose saying, hi Rosetta, how you doing 70 Rose? How you doing? Hope all is well. And Mr. Grey Bunny says, yes. I'm glad you agree. Little Guzer Callahan says, well, running a trade business with Crips, collecting stuff for Madame Nazar, and a moonshine with Maggie, and doing some bounty hunter work here and there. Ooh, sounds very, very intense. And we have some raiders. Hoodguard with 61 viewers. Oh, wow, thank you very much for the raid. I am Interrogator Rosarios, attaché to Milady Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Painting Minis. I'm currently painting this Kharadron Overlord. But yeah, welcome. How was your stream there, Hoodguard? And okay, so Ludicrous Callahan. Oh yeah, I was just answering Lizard Callahan. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun there, Lord Inquisitor. Hopefully you're having a good time. Hecatan says, dang, those Kharadrons look amazing. Long time no see, Rosario. Yeah, long time. How have you been? My schedule's been kind of crazy lately, so I haven't been able to hit up your stream. But thank you very much for coming. And yeah, like I said, I love these guys so much. And then, Gray Browning says, you've been well? Yes, I've been well. Been doing very well. Unfortunately, the rest of this month will be a little crazy. I will be on a mission to the planet Tasha, which I've been tasked by Lady Marcom to root out the heretics there. So unfortunately, this coming Sunday stream will be the last stream for the month of April. We won't be back to streaming until May the 10th. So put that on your calendars. I will be back on May 10th. And Hecata says, thank you for the shout out there, Rosario. Hey, no problem, Hecata, and hope you're doing well. What are you working on lately? Here we have, okay, I missed. Okay, Mr. Guripani says, I missed that. I demand your entire attention. Okay, you had it. What is it you need from me? But yes, thank you very much, Hoodgar, for the follow, and thank you for the raid. And Hoodgar says he's looking great. Thank you very much. Hoodguard, I'm guessing you must be a fan of the Imperial Guard. I think I may have seen your videos on Instagram, but I'm not sure. But if that's who I think you are, welcome. Hope you have a good time. Hoodgar says he was painting a Prussian Stoßstupen for the Trench Crusade. Ooh, nice. Which one? Which was that? That's not the main one, is it? The one with the fancy hat and the cloak? Which one's that one? Because I'm guessing that's from the Trench Crusade plastic kit. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. And we got Seek the Tech Priest. Hey, welcome, another lover of the Omnisaya. It says, we are mighty, don't we? Yes, I am very happy with this guy how he's coming along. We still had a bit more to go, so I'm not done with him anywhere near yet. But we are coming along. We just finished painting his coveralls, so we got that purple in with... What I like to do is I like to add a bit of orange as a highlight, and it makes really that purple pop. And the Lord of Callahan says, all the while not trying to get shot at by randos. Yeah, that was one of the things that drew me away from Red Dead Online. Just the griefing I was receiving. I was like, you know what, I'm not about that. And then following freely, just followed. Hey, following freely, thank you very much for the follow and welcome to the stream. I hope you have a good time. I'm not here streaming on Instagram and YouTube. I also post my stuff on, when I'm not here on Twitch and YouTube, I also post on Instagram all my work in progress of my miniatures, and I also make monthly videos where I pretty much make an opinion piece every month called Rosario Reds. So hope you're able to check them out and hopefully you like them. And again, I like to ask these to anybody who starts watching. What got you into, if you are into Warhammer, what got you into Warhammer? And what is your favorite faction? Emissary Browning says, blessings upon the mission and great work. Oh, thank you, thank you. Hopefully I can finish that mission relatively easily and with no issues. I can get back to paint. As much as I like doing my bid for the Imperium, I also regret whenever I am unable to actually take the time to paint minis like I love, or to do my gaming streams like I do on Sundays. But yes, and then Sig the Tech Priest says, Orcs and Admech. Ooh, those are two good ones. I love the Admech. The Admech are my favorite. Praise the Omnisaya and blessings from the Machine God. Yes, and the Orcs. Orcs are great. I love the Orcs. The whole idea of the Orcs is just so much fun. They are definitely up there for me as far as armies. Do you have a favorite tribe or a favorite faction of the Orcs? Like, my favorites are the Blood Axes and the Evil Sons. But I am currently thinking of ideas for kill teams for the Bad Moons and for the Death Skulls. Ooh, there we go, Death Skulls, nice. If you have anything where I can see any miniature work that you guys have done, please, 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 send it away. You can post it on my Instagram so I can check out where you are and maybe check out your Instagram channels. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably give a shout out to Hood Guard, since he was so kind enough to raid. There we go. There is that shout out. Okay, but yeah, let's get back to painting. Sig the Tech Priest says, I don't have any social else I would. Ah, okay. Well, that's okay. No worries. Yeah, I just, if you ever get the chance, send it my way. I would love to see it. But that's okay. Hopefully I'll be able to see it one day. But we're done with the coverall. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and fix a little issue that I have. Whereas I missed a bit of metal plating on his van braces. I'm going to go ahead and paint that now. So for that color, if I'm not mistaken, we use Screaming Bell. So I got to find my Screaming Bell. Nope, that's not my Screaming Bell. Where is my Screaming Bell? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're going right back to our size 1 grabby. And let's paint that little bit that I missed there. There we go. Okay, Ludicrous Callahan says, oh wait, no, before that, the original Chaos Ninja says, when I was 12/13, my little brothers asked me to help them paint their minis for the second edition 40K box set. Been a fan for the past 30 years. Oh wow, yeah, that's quite a bit ago. Second edition, wow. What were the miniatures you painted for second edition? Zona Callahan then says, well, it's just a small crowd of griefers, as most of the people on RDO are chill and will not bother you, at least the ones I have seen. Well, when I got into the game, it was right after it came out, so I guess griefing was really high back then. So maybe I'll have to give RDO another chance. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more of a fun time this round. Alright, let's see. Has that dried up? So what we'll do now that we've added that is now we will take, where is it? Full bright copper. There we go. Full bright copper, and we'll do some edge highlighting with full bright copper. Let me clean this brush. I don't think I cleaned it. Yeah, there we go. Spaghetti Valeria says, yeah, I've seen Mr. Callahan play. I can witness firsthand at how calm it is. Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out then. Alright. So I'm gonna be switching to my 000 Marie. Chaos Hunter says, Marines and Orcs, those were the factions in the box set. Then they started a Chaos Marine army, which I now own. Yeah, the first box set that I ever bought was actually of Orcs and Space Marines 2. But I never really painted that one. Back then I was a little too afraid to paint miniatures. I always felt like I had unsteady hands. But I gifted away the orcs from that box set to a friend of mine. There we go. Now we have that. What is it? Full grade copper. There we go. Sorry, I didn't mention the paint I was using. We have that nice full grade copper on there. And Chaos Hunter, you said then you started a Chaos Marine army, which you now own. What was the Chaos? Did you paint them a certain way? Alright, let's go ahead and add some Reichland Footless Shade. I'm gonna add this for some shading. I'm gonna go right back to that size 1 grabby for that. And I will do one edge highlight, like really quickly. I'm really sad that I missed this, having to go over these steps again. do some edge highlighting with Retributor Gold. Or Retributor Armor, should I say. Okay, and with that, we are done with that bit of the armor. So we are fully done with the metal now. For the most part. I do have a little bit more metal to do, but I'll leave that from later. Oh, Counselor said it went with Black Legion back then with Berserkers and a Dreadnought. Ooh, okay. Yeah, can't go wrong with the Black Legion, even though they're not anywhere near my top favorite of the Chaos Brigade Marines, but a good overall. Thank you very much, Sony Rose. Yeah, there's plenty of little goodies in my bits for you to use, like Sony Rose just did. So if you feel like using and you got those bits out there, go ahead and redeem them. But yes, like I was saying, Chaos Hunter, you definitely can't go wrong with them, but they're not my favorites, unfortunately. I think there's a lot more interesting Chaos Space Marines than the Black Legion. It doesn't help that, for the most part, Abaddon, the Despoiler, is quite a bad leader, and let's just put it that way. That's me being diplomatic. Then we have God Prometheus. I remember about give or take 2 to 3 years ago, I was still scrolling through the 140k fandoms on Chaos Warbands and came across one called The True Sons. If you get a chance, look it up. The paint scheme is a callback to the Sons of Horus. I feel like the Sons of Horus had a really nice color scheme, especially that teal color that they have in the Horus Heresy miniature line. That's a very good color scheme. Okay, so we're done with the metal. Let's go ahead and start painting his gloves, because he's actually has some gloves there. And right now they are still shaded with my base color. So we gotta fix that. Let's go ahead and do that now. We'll start with Steel Legion Drab. Okay, here's my Steel Legion Drab. And we'll stick with the size Quintuple Zero Marine. Because again, it's just his hand, so we'll have to be very careful not to smear any paint onto those parts we've just fixed. I think might not be able to use the Steel Legion Drab because I think the paint has... Oh no, this still works. So yeah, we're going with sort of a tan color for his gloves. Thank you very much, Sony Rose. Always nice to have a little dancing moment. Sandy Rose says, painting is a party with you, Rosario. I'm glad you think so. Hopefully everybody has a good time at my streams. And there we go. We got that first base coat for his gloves. Nice little tan color. And now we're going to switch to a different shade of tan. We're going to go something a little lighter. We'll go with Xandric Dust. Start highlighting those gloves. Alright, Sony Rose says, I'm working on my culinary arts while you're working on your miniature art. Tonight I'm prepping a Puerto Rican rice and beans recipe my husband gave me, and earlier today I made potato leek soup, brownies, candied pecans, and homemade caramel. That all sounds delicious. Oh. Time to stock a fridge, freezer, and our bellies. Oh yeah. I bet he is incredibly happy with all that food. And now we're getting all these parts of the glove that kind of are sticking out, so like the little knuckles. God Emperor of Man just says an ellipsis. Alright, those gloves are looking nice, everything's looking good. We just gotta add some extreme highlights to that and we're done with the gloves. and I'll use my Screaming Skull. Get a Screaming Skull and a Screaming Bell. Do not mix these colors up, they are vastly different. And there we have it. Our gloves are done. Okay, let's start working on the eyes. So we have two different colors we gotta work on for his eyes. We gotta work on, for this non-mechanical sort of visor eye, we're gonna go with a blue. For this one, looking more like what you usually see with mechanical parts, like a mechanical eye, we're gonna go for red. And for the bird, we're gonna give him completely different eyes. We'll give him green, very similar to the eyes I gave my my robotic bird, or should I say my cyborg bird, of Corsair Khan. I figured keep the theme going with green eyes for birds. God Man says, I'm sorry, how did you pronounce pecans? Because down here in the south, it's different. Yes, I've heard in the south they call them pecans. I'm just so used to saying pecans, so I'm sorry if my Latin pronunciation isn't very correct. So we're gonna go with maybe a different blue. Not this just yet. I want to do a sort of fading of the colors. So I'm gonna use my Cantor blue, but I'm gonna use it very, very watered down, and just start smearing it over that part. Gunnery Man says, it's alright, it made the gears in my head stop for a moment. Ah, okay. Hopefully I didn't offend. Alright, so make sure the brush is nice and wet, and just grabbing a tiny bit of the paint here. I'm going for a very watered down blue. The idea is to make it sort of like it's reflective. Like that blue is kind of glowing. And the Chaos Hunter says, like soda, sody, or pop. Yeah, I've heard there's different names for soda in different parts of the United States. I've always known it as soda, so yeah, but I've heard it's called pop, or even just plainly Coca-Cola or Coke, even though it might not even be the brand Coca-Cola. So yeah, we're done with that Cantor blue, and we already got a good sort of reflective blue going on there. I'm gonna go with Thousand Suns blue next. Got a man says sort of. Oh, what do you consider the difference? God Emperor. I gotta make sure that this is nice and clean. I don't want to spill. Now here we're painting all the way to the creases. So pretty much his cheekbone, I'm painting over that. All the socket all the way up to the cheekbone. And even a little bit of that rim of his eyebrow. And you can see we're already having a sort of glowing effect on that. In fact, I should add some on the nose too. There we go. Someone says, wow, that bright blue color is beautiful. What was the name again? The name of it is Thousand Suns Blue. It's named after the Sons of Magnus, the Red. Which is funny, yeah, his name is Magnus the Red, but the Thousand Suns are blue. Long story. Gotta Man says, where I live, we just say soda. In case anyone doesn't know I am from and currently live in the greatest of Texas. I am biased and I don't care. Wait, I thought your castle, or should I say the Imperial Palace, was in Nepal. We have been gravely, and I mean gravely, misled here. But before that, the Chaos Hunter says, some of my grandparents called all soda cola, even the fruity flavored ones. Ah, yes, I've heard that too. Okay, so we're done with that Thousand Suns blue. Now we're going for a much lighter color. We're going with Northern blue. We're gonna stick with the same brush. And now cover less surface area. I'm gonna focus entirely on the eye. Now that eye looks almost glowing, doesn't it? Seven-year-old says, I guess that's the color blue the sky would be if 1,000 suns were shining. Oh, there you go. That's one way to look at it. So we'll go with that. All right. Chaos Hunter says, I'm from Missouri, or Misery, or Mira. Depends on which part you're from. I've definitely heard Missouri. And now that we're done with all that blue, we will go with the whitest color. Well, it's the whitest color I have. Ceramite white. And I gotta be very careful. This is a very watery color, unfortunately, because I had to put some water in there. I think I put too much. So I gotta be incredibly careful when using this color. So I'm gonna just try to grab a tiny bit off the lip. Just a tiny, tiny bit. The original Chasm says, really small world. I mean, I watch a lot of TV, and I've definitely heard Missouri on TV. And there we have it. A nice glowing eye. Seven-year-old says, my best friend is from Missouri, and I think it's funny that when you look at a map, it looks like the major cities are trying to escape from the state because they're so close to the border. That's pretty funny. We'll have to look at some American geography. Alright, now that we're done with that eye, we'll start working on the other eye. So first things first, like I said, it looks like it's a mechanical eye. So there's definitely a mechanical ring around the lens. So we'll start working on that one. And we'll be using the same bronze scheme we use for the chest part and some of the wings of the bird and some of the gears of the backpacks. So we'll be using... We probably won't use as much variation as we did with the other ones, so we'll start at least with Balthazar Gold. Okay. We probably won't highlight it, we'll probably just stick with the base Balthazar Gold color, because most of the highlighting is going to be done by the lens. Fortunately, we're gonna have some spillage because trying to reach all the edges of the eye is gonna be a little difficult. And there we go. It already looks like a different of copper to the rest of the model, which is good. By now, just clean the brush because now we're gonna start working with reds. God Man says, I had lived in Louisiana for about 3.5 years, was around the NOLA area. NOLA means New Orleans, Louisiana, to anyone not from the USA. I've heard that called Narlands. Narlands. Okay, so let's get that red. And we'll go with some Mephiston red. And because we have some spillage, we're gonna have to do it a little differently to how we did our layer of Cantor Blue. We'd have to paint the lens itself red entirely, and then work in some watered down version of the color on all the recesses. And there we go, we have that red already in there. And now we're gonna wet that brush. Get it really watered down. And now try to clean up the brush a little bit from some over spillage. And now start painting on some of the sides of it so we can make it look like it's glowing. Sunny Rose says, I will say Missouri has some beautiful landscape I visit. Woo, how so? Give us a detailed account of what Missouri is like. Maybe we'll get some people to want to visit. Original Caster says, I need to jump off here in a bit. I'll try to come back later. Well, I'll see you in a bit later. Again, we usually stream here for about 2 hours, so we'll stream here until about 9. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. 9 p.m. EST. Original Chaos Hunter says, so long as you avoid our zebra-stipe mosquitoes and child-eating horseflies. Okay, that sounds pretty dangerous. Maybe let's not encourage tourism to Missouri. Okay, so now that we're done with that red and making it look like it's shining around there, we'll go ahead and start adding some Evil Sun Scarlet. God Emperor of Man says, Kata-chan? Yeah, I know, right? That sounds like something straight out of Kata-chan. And there we go. That eye is looking pretty intense. Chaos Hunter, hold on. Yeah, Chaos Hunter says Elephant Rock Park in Hahatanka are beautiful, especially in the fall. Very nice. Are they like, is it like a mountainous area or is it mostly flat plains? I do like me my mountains. Then Chaos Hunter says almost to when God Emperor of Man asked about Kata-chan. Okay, so now we'll be using a slight dab of the Fire Dragon Bright. And now I'm gonna pick out just a tiny dot. Chaos Hunter says both parks are quite hilly. Ooh, very nice. Now, for the tiniest completed part of the eye, I'm gonna use some aerial yellow. We have Blaze Night Flame just followed. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, Blaze Night Flame. How you been? Welcome to Looking Cute and Painting Minis. I'm Interrogator Rosario Rivas at TSH and Kusur Markham of the Order Hereticus, and I'm currently painting as Gunnery Sergeant of the Kharadron Overlords. What brought you to the stream? I didn't get much of that yellow on there. There we go. Now he is done. Now he's done with the eyes. We're done with the eyes. And Chaos just said there's also a park in central Missouri that has a cave system called the Devil's Eye. Ooh, spooky. The park itself is quite nice even if you don't go into the cave. Into the cave? Oh, have you been to the cave? Sorry, it cut off there for a little bit. We have Blaze Knife Flame saying, love Warhammer. I love seeing different people paint scheme. Whoa, I'm glad you came. What got you into Warhammer? And what's your favorite army? Alright, so we are done with the eyes, at least for him. Let's go ahead and paint the eyes for the bird. I just realized all my greens are unavailable, so I'm gonna have to paint the eyes of the bird either red or blue. Wait, hold on, let me see if I can actually go get my greens. Hold on. All right. Okay, please, Night Flame says, Frank convinced me by showing me some models now. I'm able to deepen Necrons and Tyranids. Ooh, nice! We don't get very many Xenos enjoyers. What's your color scheme for your Necrons and Tyranids there, Blaze, Night Flame? And Chaos says several times as a kid, you're only allowed so far into the cave. Going deeper requires serious spelunking and diving. Alright, so I grabbed my Warpstone Glow and my Moot Green. And that's what I'll be using for the eyes of the bird. Chaos says, I've always liked both those factions models. Oh, really there? That's pretty cool. Do you have, like, are there any favorite characters you like of them, or any specific armies of them that you like? Okay, so we're starting with that Warpstone Glow. Sorry, Warpstone Glow. This one. Yeah, that green is the perfect color for the bird's eyes. Alright. Blaze Knight says, honestly, don't have one I keep swapping between models. Like I did put color palettes for my Raveneers. I did like skeleton paints for my Neuro Tyrant. And most of my Necrons are Meta Blue. Woo! I actually would like to see that. If you have an Instagram page or anywhere where you show off your paints, I would love to see it. Hit me up on Instagram over at Rosario was Art and send me pictures, please. Let me go to make sure that that green is thoroughly visible. And now we're gonna water that down like we did earlier. And grab these rims. And Blaze Knight says, we'll do. Oh, okay, great. Look forward to it. I always like checking out people's work. I like the idea that we're all painting together. Alright, and now we got that green nice and sort of faded into the metallic so that we can actually look like it's glowing. Alright, clean the brush, and now we're gonna add that moot green. Alright, there we go. And now you can see that it almost looks like it's glowing. Yeah, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of yellow to that one, but I'm not gonna use the harsh yellow that I use for the aerial yellow. I'm gonna use my Avalanche Sunset. And I'm gonna make sure it's very tiny. I really gotta make sure that I don't put too much, because then it'll kill the effect. And there we have it. All the glowing bits. The eyes are all squared away. At least I can get it to focus again. It's kind of getting blurry. There we go. Beautiful. He's looking great. I feel like we're almost done with him. But now we have to do the the engine and the little knob in the back, because he's got a little gauge there that I actually would like to paint. And Lord Wizard Callahan says, also, I don't know if my explicator said anything, yes? And explicator says, pardon, sir. He says, what? What does explicator Valeria need to say? So for this one, we're gonna go ahead and start with the white, because I want to paint the inside of the little gauge white. We're gonna stick again with this quintuple zero Marie. Now we're using ceramite white. And right now I'm not too worried about getting spillage because I can always clean that up later, but I want to get white into these crevices. There we go. I have to let that dry here for a little bit. There we go. And explicator says, oh, yeah, we're getting married. It will be in 3 weeks. Oh, wow, congratulations! So happy to hear it. When's the big day?
Domine Deus meus, amo te gratus sunt pro omnibusque fecisti in vivi. Amortus fides non novit, adiuam eut vicam addictionem, nodiam volulius.
Okay, we're gonna use our Mephiston red for the little knob for the gauge. What Inquisitor Callahan says it'll be the 19th of this month. Wow, very soon. I wish you both the best of luck. I really do. Alright, so now we're gonna cover that little knob there and you should see it. And there we go. The little knob is red. Okay, so all that's left now is the glowing parts of the engine and the tube itself. I would like to paint a little bit of that tube. I know I'm primarily gonna leave it black, but it would be nice to at least get some nice trim in there. And the boots, I haven't painted much in the way, well, boots, singular. So I'll probably use the same colors I used for the, what's it called? The tube, I'll use that color for the boot. So let's go ahead and at least work on that boot. So we already have the black, so we gotta add a different color just so we can start getting some pop of color. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Eshin Gray. And we're gonna switch brushes because we don't need much control. We're going right back to our size 1 grabby. But yes, Lord Inquisitor Ganon explicated Valeria. Or will it be Lady Inquisitor Valeria? Where will you have the wedding? And we have un mago serba, en barba, should I say, un mago sem barba, saying, my brother in shield, how you doing, un mago? Long time, how you been? I am doing very well. I feel like I'm getting really close to finishing this model. Oh wait, I just realized there is some more detailing I have to do. For instance, that belt he's got on. He's got a little belt with some pockets in there. I have to clean that up. I have to clean that up and I have to paint it. And Umago says, I'm great too. Everything's fine. I'm glad you're doing well too. Oh, I'm happy to hear it. But that reminds me, let me rephrase again. I'll put news out again since it's been a while since our stream and we're getting close to the end. Remember, I have grave news, varlets, that Lady Inquisitor has tasked me and the rest of her retinue to rout out any heretical elements among the planetary self-defense forces of the planet Tasha, which is a frontier world not too far from here, Chicago. Unfortunately, this means that it'll be a month-long mission, which means I will be unable to stream for the rest of this month. So this coming stream will be the last stream for April. But again, never fear, I will be back to streaming on May 10th. And try not to worry, varlets. I will continue to make content while I'm away, so be prepared for some new YouTube content coming out the month of April. So stay tuned. I am not going to be gone fully. I'm going to try to at least paint some minis while I'm gone and try to give a little sort of step-by-step of how I did it. So hopefully I can get those out weekly. Fingers crossed that everything works out fine and you guys still are thoroughly entertained. Umago says, please come back, my brother-in-arms. I most certainly will. I am not staying away for long. Alright, we got that Ash and Gray in there. Already looking nice. A little nice gradient between the black and the gray, like almost like a glow. Maybe I feel like I need to put a little bit more in there, especially here. There we go. That looks better. And Mago says, may your mission this month find favor in the eyes of the Emperor. Good luck. Oh, thank you, thank you. I hope the Emperor hears us. Okay, so now that we have that Eshin Gray on there, we're gonna try to paint some Mechanica Standard Gray. I don't know if I actually watered it down a little bit so that I could use it or not. If I didn't, I am in trouble. We'll see. I think I am in trouble because I did not. Okay, I was able to scrape some paint from there. We're the same brush, so no worries there. Right now, like I said, we're kind of touching just little edges here, just the part where the light would be hitting. And Lord Inquisitor, hold on, I missed a few there. Umago says, this paint brand is really great. I really like the shades of gray and gold. Oh, thank you, thank you. And Lord Inquisitor Callahan says, it will be at my parents' place in Friedrichshafen, Bavaria, Germany. Ooh. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have a great time there. It sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. And as Spaghetti Valeria says, and what we both noticed is that the 19th of this month is about 7 to 8 years ago, was the result of a blind date, and we have clicked ever since. Aw, that's sweet. I've personally never been much for blind dates, but I'm glad that they work out every once in a while, and I wish both the best of luck. May the Emperor bless your union. All right. So we got those grays in there. I feel like I gotta add just one more bit. But I probably won't use my ceramite white. It's been a little finicky. So let's see if I can find a different color to really get what we need done. I'll probably use my Screaming Skull. I know it's not usually the color I use for this, but maybe that little warm tone will give it some life. Holy Wizard of Callahan's evening. And then, I guess it responds to Mago's evening. And Mago says, may it be eternal, my brother/sister, Espicata Valeria. Yes, most definitely. I wholeheartedly agree. So we're gonna switch our brush, because we're gonna be using Screaming Skull. We'll switch this brush to, again, our Quintuple Zero Marie. We gotta be very careful. We don't want to add too much, just the tiniest bit. And Umago says, and how are things, Brother Rivas? Everything all right? Yes, everything is really good. However, like I said, I will be gone for this whole month, so I'm a little bummed out about it, to be honest. But I know it's something that the Emperor asks of me, and I, as his faithful servant, will deliver. And there we go. We have a nice little sheen for the hose. And for the boot, everything's looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more white to the inside of the little nozzle there. I still feel like it's not quite bright enough. Well, says that makes perfect sense. Again, I hope you have fun and all the luck in the world. And before that, sorry, Explicated Valeria says, it will be unbreakable as a Custodian Magos. So, yeah, happy to hear that. Yeah, I pray that it will be. And, again, Umalo says, that makes perfect sense. Again, I hope you have fun and all the luck in the world. And then he says, the colors are very beautiful. That marina is very well equipped. Yes, he is. But we're not done yet. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, so I'm just trying to kind of knock out all the tiny little details I can. I think that'll be it for a while. As I mentioned, I won't be streaming for the rest of the month, except Sunday. Sunday's still happening. But Sunday will be a gaming stream, not a painting stream. So we won't see this fella again until next month, until May the 10th. Even then, we should be almost done with him. So what I might do is I will finish him off and then maybe go right into another miniature. Maybe we'll do something else. Maybe go through some videos or something. And then God Emperor Man says, well, I'm gonna be heading out. Okay, well, hey, thank you very much for coming, God Emperor. I hope you have a good night. And, yeah, take care, okay? Yeah, 7-year-old says, he's looking so good, Rosado. Thank you very much, Rose. I am so happy with how he looks. And that I'm finishing him so quickly. I don't usually finish a mini this quickly. But he is coming along very nicely. Umalo says, I have no doubt about it, Valeria. May it be blessed. Amen to that. Alright, and I think with that, we are done for today. The main things we have left, like I said, are the glow of the engine, the belt on his, on the inside of his, like right there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but his belt on his waist, it's got a little pouch and everything. And then the base itself. So we are very nearly done. And Umago says, his painting skills are getting better than ever. It's very noticeable. I'm glad you think so. I'm actually very happy with how he looks. I wish I were painting him in non-metallic metal, but I think this metallic metal is looking really good regardless. I've always been a fan of non-metallic, but I love the way he looks. And thank you very much, 70 Rose, for the waka waka. And 70 Rose says, your speed must be improving alongside your skills. You're finishing this mini quicker. Yes, I think so. And again, if you like what I do and would like to support, then please consider subscribing to my Twitch channel or my YouTube channel, or donate to my Ko-Fi at Rosario Was Art. If you miss an episode, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, which, like I said, is called Rosario Was Art. And remember that if you'd like to commission me to paint a mini for you, then please hit me up over on Instagram at Rosario Was Art. And again, reminder, we are still having our stream on Sunday. But this Sunday, we will have to push things back, so it won't be the usual time of 7 p.m. EST. It'll actually be at 9 p.m. EST. So put that in your calendars. I'll definitely be putting that on my YouTube channel, that it will show up on the at 9 p.m., not 7 p.m. So a reminder of that. And yeah, unfortunately, I think this month I won't have a, what's it called? A Rosario rant ready for you because, again, this mission became such high priority that I will not have the opportunity to fully come out with a video and it in the time that I was hoping. But like I said, I'll still be trying to create content for you guys. So I'll still expect to see some things pop up on my YouTube channel. And Lord Kuzuru Callahan says, yeah, well, I have been looking at that kill team of the Inquisitorial kill team for a cake topper. Woo, okay. And the Explicator Valeria says that sounds interesting to have. I think so too. That kill team is really, really nice. I love it. And my idea actually is to create my own versions of those models. I would be taking the role of the interrogator. So the one that has the eye patch and the long cloak and the stubber with the round mag, that would be the role I would play in that kill team. And you've already met Goyen, which is my Death Roll veteran agent. Yeah, so she is the one that takes that slot. But I want to make a full cast of characters that all fall under each of those team's positions. So I hope you guys enjoy the characters and enjoy my cast once they are fully out. But again, before we go, let's see who we can raid. I always want to make sure that I'm raiding somebody right before we call it a night. So who can we raid? Let's go ahead and raid, let's raid, DK Diamantes, yeah. He's playing that new sequel to Grime. So it should be pretty fun to watch. I might hit start raid. Alright, if you know DK Diamantes, he's of Adeptus Ridiculous, so keep that in mind. Anyway, I have been Rosario Rivas, and I'm signing out from the Grimdark Future. I'm gonna hit raid now. Bye-bye, varlets!
Charger jump